Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And look at you. You're here, too. Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and whatever other social. Although it's on YouTube, it's something else, right? PatGray.com/YouTube or YouTube.com/PatGray.
Let's do that.
Like that. Yep. Let's do that. Let's do it that way. Yeah. All right. Whatever the case may be, we're down to 16 now, from 68 to 16. And among those, the BYU Cougars, who beat Wisconsin over the weekend. Wisconsin and the referees. Again, I don't enjoy complaining about officiating, but it's the worst the most egregious I have ever seen in my life in that game. Man, without the refs trying to keep them in the game, they would have been blown out. It would have been a 15, 20-point game instead of a 2-point game.
My Cougs overcome.
And they did. Yes, your Cougs overcame all obstacles. 91-89. It was a tense game there at the end.
Yeah.
But how'd your bracket hold up? I guess I have 12 of the 16.
All right.
Not bad.
We got 11 going.
11? Chris, did you play? Do you have a bracket?
What's a bracket?
I do, but it's not updated.
Oh. Which means...
He's on top of it.
So, I mean, can you not look at it and see...
Pat.
Who played and who won?
Who played? Puerto Rico played.
Oh, they lost.
Yeah, they lost. They're not in it anymore.
So then I'm out.
Yeah, you're
That's
out.
who I had going all the way.
You're out. Sorry. Puerto Rico's actually had good... You ever follow... You don't follow it all, right? But they used to be really good on the international scene.
Yes.
Yeah, they had some good teams. So, tournament going on. It resumes again on Thursday. BYU, Alabama, and a host of others will also play. We've got a Pat Gray bingo card, a brand new one this week. And if you get bingo during the course of the week, you want to be the first to call 888-900-3393 to claim your prize, which is $30 worth of merchandise from PatGrayShop.com and a dozen Kexi cookies from Kexi.com.
Make sure you write that number down. So when you get bingo, you don't have to sit there and scramble for it.
Right.
888-900-3393. And the card is pinned to the top of Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
And it starts in the upper left-hand corner with me saying something about snoobs. Would snoobage also apply?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Snoobs, snoobage, either of those.
I'm going to write the word snoobage on my card right now.
Okay. Snoobs/snoobage.
Snoobage.
Jeffy references the gravel pit. It's a reference to Kristi Noem, where she killed her dogs and horses and pigs and whatever else she took over there.
South Dakota train station.
Yeah. Blue Origin.
God. Wait.
Oh, no.
Carmen Line.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, golly.
Line.
Okay. Chris says...
Trump broke him.
me singing Anna Paulina Luna. Because it sounds like Uma Paloma Blanca. And I can't get that out of my head. Me talking about... But in Europe... In Europe... They do things better. It doesn't have to be that, but in Europe. Kamala says...
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
I'm so glad we're unburdened by her. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? Feels so good. Keith says...
Neat.
You've got to look with better eyes than that.
You have to look with better eyes than that.
I love that line.
You have to look with better eyes than that.
I love it. Almost 40 years old now from the abyss. Jeffy thinks he's in charge at home. That's kind of a free square possibility there. Leah Thomas. I don't know if we have this right now, but we'll have it eventually. I am not a threat. She's the woman who won the NCAA swimming thing.
I'm sorry, she's the what?
She's the what?
The man.
He's the what?
Yeah, he's the man. She's the man. He's the woman. I don't know. It's the person that thinks it's a woman but isn't. Anyway, he says, I am not a threat to women's sports. Ugh. Well, you're not anymore, but you certainly were. I also promoting Threads, which I think I skipped at the top of the hour. Me saying...
So we haven't started?
No.
Okay.
Me saying posse comitatus, usually in this voice. Posse comitatus! Usually goes like that. That's AI or CGI, whatever. Jeffy.
Haven't grown a third tail.
But he has obviously grown the first two. It's good that the third one hasn't popped through. That is weird. Yep. Yeah. I don't know if we've spent enough time on the fact that he's already got two tails.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah. Let's worry about the first two before we start considering the third.
Haven't grown a third tail.
Keith?
Not in my America.
Mm-hmm. Barack Obama? Our closest ally. Punching above their weight. Do we have... Where's that coming from? I've got audio coming through. Let me see if I can find that.
Industry. The only thing less popular than putting money into banks.
Oh no, it's not.
Into the auto industry.
Okay, it's not. Come on, surely I have punch above their weight, right? Surely I have that. Well, anyway, he says punch above their weight. Ireland punches above their weight. Norway punches above their weight. We'll have it eventually. Jeffy shares a life hack. Kamala says Ukraine
is a country in Europe.
Had to get her started there because she forgot what Ukraine was, but now she remembers. Me saying stupids. Chris brings in food for us. I want that to be a free square.
Just to muck and fudge, make note that needs to be a square every week. Thanks.
Yeah. Every day of every week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pat Gray is here. I am. Trump. All we
but
needed.
It turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Love that. Keith says
Niner.
And me claiming traffic and weather together every so often. It could be anything. It could be every 3 minutes on the 2s, every 8 minutes on the 9s, but traffic and weather together. Just that discussion. Because we like to keep you updated on all the latest happenings in your area.
The community service.
Exactly. That's right. All right. Speaking of sports, as we were moments ago, the NCAA Wrestling Championships took place in Philadelphia over the weekend. And President Trump was there.
Yeah.
That's great. Here's how he was received.
Yeah. That stuff comes here today, and it's gone tomorrow. So for me, I just really try to put a focus on just keep getting better, scoring points.
This is in Philadelphia, by the way.
Wow, yeah. Look at that. Listen to that. Wow. Wow.
The President of the United States, Donald Trump, in attendance tonight at the Wells Fargo Center.
Jeez.
Taking in his second NCAA Wrestling Championship. He was on hand in 2023 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the 45th and 47th President of the United States.
Wow.
I'm looking over there.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
So loud. Love it.
Wow. That crowd is going nuts for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely bat crap nuts for him.
That was a big deal, man.
That's great. Wow. A little surprised he went to the NCAA Wrestling Championships.
Why did the NCAA
do
do that? Why did they do the wrestling championship on the same weekend as the first round of the basketball
Oh,
tournament?
that's a good question.
I don't understand that at all. We have more clips from that because, I mean, that was just
weird.
Right, Chris? You
we
sent in
do.
more.
We have the actually victory match by a.k.a. Captain America.
This is the last match of the day.
This is the last match
and
of the day.
And he's in the military.
Yes.
And this is a huge upset.
Second Lieutenant Wyatt.
Okay.
Watch this.
Oh,
wait, we're going to get the whole match?
You just can't spend much time on your knees with Gable Steveson.
Oklahoma State guy,
30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Oh, he's to the left this side. He's sliding off. Oh, he's going to get big here. On the high crotch. And he's right up there.
This ball game is over.
The Olympic champ is about to lose. It's 13 seconds. This could be it. Oh, my goodness. The biggest upset
Now watch this.
Wow. Okay. Dang.
Oh wait, is it the next clip?
It's the next clip.
Okay,
yes.
sorry,
Okay. So he said it's the biggest upset in the history of NCAA wrestling.
Yes.
Why?
Because he was down. He was about to lose in 30 seconds, and all of a sudden he pins him and gets a 3-point pin and wins the match.
Wow. Okay.
Good stuff.
And then here's how Second Lieutenant Captain Wyatt celebrated after the win.
Captain America.
Salutes Trump. That is so awesome, man.
I can't believe it.
That's pretty great.
He did it. Hey.
That's pretty great.
Shut up.
Shut up. I love that. He says it like 10 times.
Shut up.
I'm glad that he was the last match.
That's what the last match.
That's the last match.
That's what a main event
That's what it should look like. That's a main event.
looks like.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up.
Wow. What the president say to you? He said he's very proud of me. That's like commander in chief. I'm very proud of that. He came here to support his troops. I put on a show for him. I won him that national title.
That's awesome.
So good.
What a perfect time for that to happen.
Yeah.
Wow, you can't make that stuff up.
You can't.
That's great.
Congratulations to Penn State for winning the national title and to the Nebraska Cornhuskers finishing in second. That was awesome.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Nice. Where was Iowa? Aren't they normally the big wrestling school?
Oh, where they placed?
Iowa, Minnesota, all the Midwestern schools are really good in wrestling, seems like. But it was Penn State and Nebraska, 1 and 2.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Good
Okay. Stuff.
I don't think we even, at BYU, I don't think they even field a wrestling team.
Well, I know that I got a nice email. Shout out to Doug Fuse, who sent me all the deets on who won and what place. And if you are curious, BYU didn't send anybody to the thing. So you might be right.
I don't think they even have a team.
Huh.
All right. So on Friday, President Trump was asked a very important question about those 2 returning astronauts.
The 2 astronauts that you just helped save from space, they didn't get any overtime pay for all that extra time. They got $5 a day per diem. For 286 days, that is $1,430 in extra pay. Is there anything the administration can do to get them, to make them whole?
Well, nobody's ever mentioned this to me. If I have to, I'll pay it out of my own pocket.
What did I say?
Okay, I'll get it.
That's so great. I love that.
Exactly what I thought he would do.
Love that. It is pathetic. I mean, $1,400 for 9 months in space when you were supposed to be there for 8 days. Come on now. You can do better than that. Even the $50,000, I forget how this works, but one of the options was the $4 or $5 a day. The other option was, I don't know if you include something
mileage or something.
Yeah,
like if you want to get crazy with the miles,
it can add up to $50,000. Even that's not adequate. I don't think that's not adequate.
They shouldn't have to work another day in their lives.
Yeah, right.
Make Boeing pay.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes. Did you see Boeing got the new contract despite all their problems?
Yeah.
They still got the contract for the 6th generation fighter jet. And the president announced the new fighter jet that's joining the arsenal. And it went a little something.
At my direction,
like
the United States Air Force is moving forward with the world's first 6th generation fighter jet. Number 6, 6th generation. Nothing in the world comes even close to it. And it'll be known as the F-47. The generals picked a title. And it's a beautiful number.
I'm sure the liberals love that name.
It's something
F-47.
The likes of which nobody has seen before in terms of all of the attributes of a fighter jet. There's never been anything even close to it, from speed to maneuverability to what it can have to payload. And this has been in the works for a long period of time. After a rigorous and thorough competition between some of America's top aerospace companies, the Air Force is going to be awarding the contract for the next generation air dominance platform to Boeing. As you know, was highly competed for. There was a lot of competition, generals. And,
a little nervous.
Yeah.
It's been going on for a long time. Very, very tough competition, but this plane is is produced numbers that nobody's ever seen before. The F-47 will be the most advanced, most capable, most lethal aircraft ever built. An experimental version of the plane has secretly been flying for almost 5 years, and we're confident that it massively overpowers the capabilities of any other nation. There's no other nation. We know every other plane. I've seen every one of them, and it's not even close. This is a next level.
Okay. Well, good. We have a shot of it, don't we?
Yeah, we have a couple shots. Yeah, there we go. There's a.
It's really cool looking. Look at that
prototype there.
Looks very stealthy. Very sleek.
Or alien-like.
Very cool. Or alien-like, you think?
Oh, yes.
Okay. That, of course, a reference to the fact that we reverse engineered this alien technology, and this is what
Thank you for saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, doesn't sound like he believes it.
I don't necessarily.
Okay. Wait, what?
But
you had me there.
Yeah.
So he said that that jet's going to be better than anything out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Joy Reid doesn't think so.
Oh, no. If Joy Reid doesn't think so, then they should just scrap the whole plan, right?
Well,
just scrap it.
Canada, as you know, is a mighty power. You got to see what she had to say over the weekend.
Okay.
Grampy Trump, let's talk. Let's talk. First of all, you can't make Canada the 51st state without going to war with them.
Okay.
And let me explain how that happened, how that worked out the last time we tried to go to war with Canada.
Okay.
They burned the White House to the ground in 1814.
That was the British, moron.
Canada beat us in the War of 1812.
Are you serious?
They probably like their chances against us.
You gotta be kidding me.
You think she's so
We're
smart?
not going to beat them in a war because we have never been able to do that.
Pause it for a second.
You'd have to
Okay, tell me Lemon at least jumps in.
No, you got to rewind.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. She thinks she's so smart.
A country that is equivalent of the size of the United States, in which the top 2/3 of it is uninhabited, frozen forest land.
It's a woman who hates America.
That touches the Arctic. You know how that worked out when the Nazis tried that with Russia?
Where are you going with
which
this?
is the equivalent of Canada on that part of the world.
Is she drunk?
We gonna lose. We don't have enough troops to occupy. They are a country of 39 million people who have about as many guns per capita as we do.
What?
Okay, well,
what?
There's so much there.
Canada has as many guns as we do?
Well, let's say that they do. Let's just give her that.
Except no.
Let's just give her that for this argument. Then we still have 10 times as many guns as them. You dumbass. She's so dumb.
Wow.
Everything she said, like the geography, the size of the country.
All of it done. Stupid. She didn't say one correct thing in that rant. My gosh, that's amazing. I mean, dumbfoundingly amazing. You don't even know what to say after that. You think, first of all, she thinks we lost the War of 1812. She got the opponent wrong. It wasn't Canada.
Yeah.
It was Great Britain.
Okay. And we have 4 times as many guns per capita.
Yeah, I knew. They don't have anywhere near as many
Canada
guns.
has 34 guns per 100. We have 120 per 100.
Of course.
Did she forget that Canada was not established until 1867?
She's not
I don't know.
very smart.
I don't know. I mean, we have tried to invade Canada a couple times. Once during the Revolutionary War, and the attack was repelled, and then we gave up. But that was not a Canadian-American war in 1812. That was between us and Britain. Wow. And it was the British who burned down the White House.
Even AI said, no, Canada did not burn the White House in 1812.
I mean, no,
it was burned by the British,
She's really
not
dumb.
the Canadian one.
She's a moron. And I mean, how embarrassing is that? To just lay out your stupidity for all to see and enjoy. Gosh. Will she come back on her show tonight and correct the record?
She doesn't have a show. Remember, she got her
fired.
ass
Oh, that's
kicked
right.
off.
She's gone.
That was her
that's
show.
Right.
That was Don throwing an olive branch. Hey, come to my show.
Wow.
I mean, it's not often that you play a clip where Don Lemon is the smartest person in the clip.
Yeah, I know. But he didn't correct her either.
Right.
So he doesn't know.
Yeah, he's like, oh, somebody fact check that.
If your friend is saying stupid things and they're embarrassing themselves on your show, you want to soft pedal it and say, you know what, it was right, but it was the British that we fought in the War of 1812. Oh, and by the way, Canada doesn't have more guns than the United States of America. That they have about 1/4 per capita. So that means, we've got 100 times more weapons than they do. So you're pretty much wrong on every single point, Puddin'.
But we got that new jet, though.
Yeah, but we did get a new jet.
So that might...
It won't do anything against Canada.
You don't think that'll level the playing field?
Not against Canada.
Okay.
They're too mighty.
They burned our White House, bro.
Mm-hmm. And what about the Mounties? What about the Royal Canadian Mounties? They're tough.
Yeah.
They're tough. You don't want to go against guys on horseback with a 6th generation fighter jet. You don't want to do it. All right. Let me tell you about My Patriot Supply. You've seen it before when disaster strikes. The grocery store shelves go empty like overnight. The worst time to prepare is during the aftermath. By then, it's already too late. So smart Americans trust My Patriot Supply to help them prepare before crisis comes. And right now, they're making it easier than ever to order their 4-week emergency food supply. Order it today, and you'll get 4 72-hour food kits completely free. Man, that's a great deal. That's almost 2 weeks of bonus meals at no extra cost. Each of these kits offer over 2,000 calories per day of delicious, easy-to-prepare meals, and they last up to 25 years in storage. That's real peace of mind. No last-minute panic. No empty shelves. Just knowing that you're covered. So stock up today before this deal disappears, because when an emergency hits, food is going to be the first thing to go. Go to preparewithpat.com to claim your kit, plus an extra 12 days of food free. That's preparewithpat.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
So the vandalism continues nationwide. Here's just a few of the examples being reported. We had the guy keying the Tesla in Kansas. Is this the one we saw first last week?
Okay, so how do you want to do this?
One?
You want to skip the Jamaal Bowman clip here? Because he said some nasty things about Elon Musk on CNN over the weekend.
Okay.
And Elon responded. Let's do Jamal. Okay. And Jamaal Bowman, you remember him. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. And I guess he's famous for pulling a fire alarm.
Okay.
Because he didn't want to take a vote. All right.
Right.
That's not true. And this shows, again, the American people do not trust Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is incompetent in his position. And how do we know? Because they fired tens of thousands of people. It was challenged in court. The court said the people have to go back, and now the people are coming back. He's incompetent. He's a thief. He's a Nazi, and people don't trust him.
Gosh.
Let me.
Wow.
Yeah. So Elon Musk, under a video of that CNN clip posted on X yesterday or over the weekend, I've had enough. Lawsuit inbound. Good. That's what you got to do. You're going to call me a Nazi? You're going to call me a thief?
Good.
I'm going to sue your ass.
Yeah.
So. And
he's got the money to fight it in court. So good luck with that, Jamal. That's great. And, with all of the vandalism that is happening on a daily basis, it's so irresponsible to continue to say these things about Tesla. But they don't care.
Nope.
They couldn't care less. Is this the same keying incident that we saw last week?
Yeah, let's see here. I don't think we've seen this one yet. Let's do the Kansas one here. And we could have done a dozen of these videos. We just did a handful.
Oh yeah,
of
that's
them
a different
here.
one.
It's the Olive Garden guy there.
Yeah.
Now this guy ends up getting himself busted. The next one is an apartment complex that shows him not only keying the vehicle, but then continuing on into his apartment because he's a dumbass. There he goes. Yep, I live right here in 820A or whatever it is. Come and find me.
Good.
Okay, I don't know that you want to play this next one, so if you want to just mentally describe it, you're welcome to, but it's pretty gross.
Oh.
The next guy wiped his own...
Oh, it's the dog poop one?
No, that one's
his own
tame.
poop?
Yeah, this is his own poop.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
I don't know if you want to...
I don't want to see that.
Okay, so just imagine the guy reaching into the backside of his pants and then smearing it
so
on
he
the
pooped his pants and then wiped it on a Tesla.
Joe, we're going to skip that one.
Oh, my gosh, these people are mentally deranged.
They're absolutely mental.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
So,
come on.
Or maybe I didn't send... Did I not send that one in, Joe? I don't know. I might have thought better because I knew Pat wasn't going to want to play that anyway. Let's see. What's the next one here?
Is it the woman being accosted?
But you're right. Somebody threw the poop, their dog poop on the car. Yeah, let's do this one here of the accosted in traffic. Yeah.
I was thankfully by myself. Lee was on the way to a doctor's appointment in Linwood Wednesday morning when she says all of a sudden a driver behind her just laid on the horn as they came up to a red light. Things spiraled out of control when a white SUV followed her and cut her off, stopping in the middle of the road.
Gets out and walks straight up to my window. So I cracked my window and I said, what is the problem? And he goes, you need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car.
Lee says she's been driving a Tesla for the last 2 years. She says a man wearing a camouflage jacket and a ski mask attacked her for it.
It's really sad, that this is what's happening to people who honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe.
That is unreal.
I mean, this is what Democrats are wanting. This is what they want, because remember, they showed up at Doge. They showed up at all the places that Doge was shutting down. They had to stir up the anger in the streets and find some new sources of money to pay these people. And and so that, of course, has been happening. We'll talk more about those rallies later. But now you've got just anger in the streets like this. I mean, these people are absolutely mentally ill. Like Adam Kinzinger. He's such a little man. You see this clip of him? Play this clip 5. Play this.
So here's an interesting question. Why is it that whenever Republicans decide to boycott a company like Bud Light or Disney, they're doing it because they're victims of that company? Yet when America decides to boycott a company like Tesla because the CEO is running around telling Americans what they can and can't live without so that he can have a tax break, then all of a sudden they're victims again. Gosh. So they're victims when they're being boycotted.
What?
And they're victims when they're boycotting.
This guy?
It's because Donald Trump has made his fortune and his political career on being a victim. And Republicans have learned the same thing. Always be a victim. I don't know. That's not a very masculine trait to me. Always being a victim.
Woo! Isn't that something? So, I mean, they're acting... Adam Kinzinger is saying smearing feces on people's automobiles. We have, like I said, more videos that we haven't shown of people jumping on the roofs, on the windshields, throwing dog poop, cutting off in traffic. That's a boycott? Oh my gosh, these people are absolutely terminal.
Mentally ill.
Yes.
And he definitely is.
They think they're so smart too.
Wow.
With their examples and okay.
Meanwhile, at one of those Bernie Sanders AOC rallies for leftists, somebody shouted that it was time for the guillotine for Musk.
And oligarchs will back his campaigns and bankroll those of his allies. They scratch his back, and he scratches theirs.
Bring back the guillotine.
Are left behind.
Okay, that's great. Bring back, cut his head off. Okay.
She didn't shut that down, did she?
Nope, she didn't. She didn't. They're encouraging all of this violent rhetoric, all of the actual violence, the vandalism. Just like the summer of 2020, they did the same thing. Same exact thing. They encouraged it, they wanted it, and when it was happening, they asked for more of it. And they said it shouldn't stop, including the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. It's despicable. It's so irresponsible and so despicable. But they're getting exactly what they want. It's just like the 60s with the left. 888-900-3393. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. Hey, Tampon Tim claims that rooting against Tesla stock last week, that was just a joke. Come on.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's so funny.
So funny.
He's talking about Elon Musk. He said, this guy bugs me in a way that's probably unhealthy. That's exactly how I feel about Tampon Tim Walz. I have to be careful about being a smartass. I was making a joke. These people have no sense of humor. They're the most literal people. Okay. These people, first of all, Tesla owners? Do you think only MAGA Republicans buy Teslas and Tesla stock? And their cars and the dealerships that sell those cars are being keyed, firebombed, pooped on, shot at. I'm really surprised that none of those people found your comments to be hysterical. Huh. Yeah, they're just so literal. But my point was they're all mad, and I said something I probably shouldn't have about a company. Some of you know this. On the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. That's what he said last week. I added Tesla to it to give me a boost every day because it's down to 225 and dropping. Now they're all butthurt about the Tesla thing, but they don't care about the disrespect they've shown to the employees at the Minneapolis VA who care for our veterans. Okay. And they fire them. They don't care. Every time this despicable moron sticks his fat foot into his mouth, he is the victim. I mean, he's been caught in multiple lies, dozens of lies and moronic statements. And what's his excuse? Oh, people know me. That's how I talk. I'm a knucklehead. You're a grown-ass man and a former vice presidential candidate in the United States of America and a current governor of a state in those United States. Yeah, we're going to hold you accountable for the stupid-ass things you say all the time. Why are we still talking about this guy? I really wish he would just go back to trying to govern Minnesota in a terrible, despicable, horrendous way. I mean, they voted for you, but we didn't. So maybe you could just butt out of everything. It would be nice. The unbelievable comments he makes. So irresponsible. And especially now, you know, with what's going on with these Teslas. It's incredible. And, of course, then we've got the oligarch rally.
All right. Did you get your tickets yet?
I haven't yet. No,
How close are they coming to us? I know you were just totally looking at the schedule.
I don't think they're coming to DFW, right? They're not going to be in the Metroplex, but was it Oklahoma?
Come on.
Yeah, we got to drive up there.
Not a chance they're going to Oklahoma.
I don't know.
They're going to liberal havens. And by the way, I've got some numbers. Scott Adams has cell phone data at these organic down with the oligarchy rallies. Cell phone data shows that 84% of the people have gone to 9 or more rallies, talking about Kamala Harris, Antifa, BLM, pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian. And 31% of these AOC Bernie Sanders attendees have attended over 20 liberal-themed rallies. In other words, these are just rent-a-crowds.
Yeah.
There's nothing organic here.
No. But AOC had a little bit of an unfortunate slip of the tongue at the rally over the weekend.
We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us together.
There was actually some people laughing at her for that. That farts harder. They need a I don't know. I think they fart hard enough right
Eric
now.
Swalwell's in that party. Bernie Frank.
Back when?
So
okay,
we got plenty of farting going on the Democrat Party. They're going to be in Tempe, Arizona. Oh shoot, we missed that one. Sorry,
darn it.
Stand corrected.
Well, that's it. That was the last one.
That was the last one?
Yeah, I think the weekend was the last one.
That's too bad. Then yesterday, Bernie Sanders sat down with ABC News. He was asked about AOC. Watch this really weird reaction to that.
Back when I first came to the Congress and the House, I helped form the Progressive Caucus. We had 5 people in it at that time. Now they got close to 100. So you got a whole lot of good people. Alexandria is extraordinary. I am so impressed by her work in Congress and she inspires young people all over the country.
Would you like to see her joining the Senate?
Right now we have, as I said, just a whole lot of people in the Congress. Okay, Jonathan, thanks.
Wait, I got one more. This is important.
No, I asked you.
Okay.
You want to do nonsense? Do nonsense.
No.
What?
I don't want to talk about inside the Beltway stuff. I got 32,000 people.
I was just asking you about AOC because she was out there with you.
Fine, but I don't want to talk about this. What was the last question?
I was just going to ask you one more question about you. I mean, that's all. I was literally your last.
What is your question?
Well, I mean, it's easier to. I mean, I want to ask you about your future. This is the biggest crowd. You said you ran for president twice. This is the biggest crowd you've ever seen. Are we going to see you run again, or what's your future?
No, right now, I am very proud that the people of the state of Vermont sent me back to the Senate with 63% of the vote. Right now, I'm Vermont senator. That's what I do, and I'm very happy to do it. I am 83 years of age, and I'm tired.
And we're tired of you. Wow, he's speaking to a friendly source here.
Such a casual question.
John Carl, who's up his butt half the time. Why are you getting so pissed about a question about AOC in the Senate?
Something behind the scenes. Bernie clearly
weird.
does not like AOC and doesn't want to be asked any questions about him or her.
That's bizarre. He was so pissed, he got up and was leaving.
Yes.
Wait,
just say she's very talented, like I said, and just let it go. I mean,
right.
That was so over the top that it shows you that there's
something's wrong
deep
there.
dislike or something. They don't get along, or he's not a big fan of hers.
He's afraid that she's going to take his seat, but she can't because she's not even in the same state. So it's not that. What is it? That is really weird stuff. And against John Carl, who supports these people.
The only thing I can think of is that Bernie Sanders has expressed dismay that Chuck Schumer supported the Trump continuing resolution.
Yeah.
And maybe before the interview, because he said, I told you no funny bits. I bet he said, don't ask me about Chuck Schumer, seat or whatever.
And he didn't.
And so he went to the extreme and just kind of did this leap of AOC is a Chuck Schumer question. I don't know. Just
really weird.
Again.
Yeah, that was strange. That was very strange. Wow. Bernie, settle down.
Relax.
Dude.
Such a curmudgeon, to the nth degree.
Yeah, that really offended him for some reason. Fascinating. God, these people are something else. All right. Anytime in life that you got a really big change coming, like you're selling your house, you're buying a new house, you're doing both because you're relocating, you need a great realtor. Real estate agents I trust. That's where you can turn to find a realtor who can help you make all the really important decisions and help take that stress away. It's a really stressful time, selling your house, buying your house, because it's a huge investment. You want things to go well. And when you're buying a house, you want to buy in the best neighborhoods. You want to buy in a place that has that's in a great school district. You want to get the most house for your money. All of those things are really important. And that's where your realtor comes in. They know who's in the market. They know where the great homes are. And they're fans of the show. You're going to have a lot in common with these people. Glenn put this company together so that you wouldn't go through what he went through when he tried to sell his house in Connecticut. It's a free service that we provide to you. We just set you up with a realtor, and then the rest is up to you. It's Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
On the immigration front, there's the way that the Democrats are handling the issue and the way that Republicans are handling the issue right now. Here's how far-left Democrat mayor of Minneapolis is handling things.
And I want all of you just to know exactly where we are as far as our neighbors go.
Okay.
Minneapolis will continue to be a safe haven.
Safe haven. Oh, okay.
For undocumented immigrants.
Yeah, good. Yes.
For our trans community.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Regardless of who you are or where you come from,
or who you love.
Minneapolis is a place where you should be proud to call home.
Whether you come here legally or not, we don't care. That's great.
I remember that guy. He was like kneeling
man.
during the George Floyd thing. He's cool.
Ugh.
Minneapolis. And you saw Elon Omar standing next to him.
Uh-huh.
Just a...
Yeah.
That is such a beautiful town that is just getting flushed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're doing this all over the country.
Yep.
San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Minneapolis, Denver. They're all going away.
And in Metro Atlanta, you had a grandmother strangled to death near her apartment complex. Does that sound familiar? Georgia female killed by an illegal immigrant.
Was this the mother of 5?
Yes, the grandmother and the mother of 5. Yep. So,
jeez.
Thank you, Joe Biden.
Yeah, because that guy, the illegal there, had been caught and released.
Correct.
And so he was free to roam around and kill more American citizens. And he did.
Yeah, so he was, like you said, released in 2021, had a deportation order since July 2023.
Okay.
Right? So,
but you've got
didn't do
safe
anything about
havens.
it. Yep.
You got safe havens from the law. There's no way we should be trying to get you out of the country or put you in jail. We can't separate you from your family. And we can separate American citizens from their families. That's fine if they commit crimes where they're going to jail.
I mean, just think of the things that the Democrat Party stands for.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
They're good with these illegals roaming free in our nation. They're siding with Venezuelan gangs.
Yep.
Yep. That's not even talking about the trans issues and boys playing against girls in athletics.
No, it's like we talked about last week, the issues that are important to them. And you see it every day. You see the immigration problem. They're all about illegal aliens staying here. They don't care if they're drug addicts. They don't care if they're delivering drugs to America. They don't care if they're committing crimes here. They don't care at all about any of it, except for some reason making sure that it continues to happen. They're all about abortion, and they don't want that to have any sort of limits on it at all. They're all about hating Israel, supporting Palestinians and Hamas, no matter the massacres that occur. They're about encouraging gender transformations, hacking up children and teenagers, and making permanent changes to their body when you might want to just, I don't know, wait a little while, see if we can overcome this time period.
Yeah.
They're all about men competing against women. They're all about keeping war going, both in Israel and Palestine and in Ukraine. They're about shutting down contrasting points of view. They can't be bothered with anybody else's viewpoint. They're all about setting fires to Teslas and pooping on them and keying them and committing these acts of violence and vandalism because they disagree with the owner of that company.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Think of that. If you're a Tesla owner, of those 3 options, you want your Tesla set on fire? Do you want it keyed? Or do you want somebody's poop on it? I think the poop is the best option there.
Poop is the best option.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the least permanent one,
That's
but
where we're
it's
at.
the one I'm almost more disgusted by.
You can wash it off.
I know.
Car wash.
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
With hot water. Boiling hot water.
And then
times around the car wash.
About a gallon of Clorox.
Clorox, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, not on the Cybertruck. That'll probably mess up the side of it.
That would mess it up.
Having a tough...
And it did get recalled because of some rusting
It's the only
issues.
car that requires like an industrial-sized barkeep's friend to rub it out. Oh, goodness. Yeah, but it's just this party is in chaos and disarray. And I can see why Bernie might be upset if AOC is the future of your party. Remember, she is considered by more Democrats than any other individual the leader of the Democrat Party, which I find hysterical.
It's great. Yeah. And maybe it was just that simple that she's getting headlines above him.
Yeah.
She's getting more attention than him.
Could it be?
That people are actually talking about her for the Senate. I don't know. It's very weird. Here's Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnik updating us on the gold car for select immigrants.
Okay.
Speaking of potentially great ideas, can you tell us about the Trump card?
Sure. So,
whose idea was that? And how did that come about?
None of your business.
John Paulson had a call with Donald Trump and was talking to Donald Trump and was kicking around the idea of we should sell right? Why do we give away visas? We should sell them. And they're talking about it. Donald Trump calls me, gets me on the phone, right? We all talk about it, right? And then we go from there. And then my job is to figure out, like I always figure out, how to do it. What's the path?
Do you have
Let's go figure it out. Of course. About 2 weeks from today, it goes out. Okay? Elon's building me the software right now.
Yeah.
Right? And then out it goes. And by the way, yesterday I sold 1,000.
Oh, you did? I got a poly market I created on how many you guys are going to sell this year. So
Cool.
I'm, curious to see how many.
That's fantastic. Do you want to tell people just the rough?
Yeah, what are the terms on it? Yeah.
So if you're a U.S. citizen, you pay global tax.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're not going to bring in outsiders going to come in
Already
to pay
raised
global tax.
$5 billion?
So if you have a green card, which used to be a green card, now gold card, you're a permanent resident of America. You can be a citizen, but you don't have to be. And none of them are going to choose to be. What they're going to do is they're going to have the right to be in America. They pay $5 million, and they have the right to be in America.
Mm-hmm.
They have the right to be in America.
Permanent residency.
As long as they're good people.
And they're vetted.
And they're vetted. And they can't break the law. We can always take it away if they're like evil or mean or bad or something. Not mean, but if they do something horrible, you can take it away. Right? But the idea is, if I was not American and I lived in any other country, I would buy 6. One for me, one for my wife and my 4 kids, because God forbid something happens. I want to be able to go to America, and I want to have the right to go to the airport.
Okay, how many? He sold 1,000?
Yeah.
He said?
And they're
so
5 million
1,000
each,
times
right?
5 million. That's a pretty
$5
good
billion.
chunk of money. That's $5 billion already. Huh.
Membership has its privileges.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
To the host country, too.
Don't be mean.
Unless you're mean.
Well,
if you're mean, then
okay. But if you're mean, apparently you're not going to be removed from the country, which I think you should be, frankly. If you're mean and you're not a citizen, you need to go. Sorry,
really?
you're too mean. You're
okay,
too
but
mean
what
to
if
be
you're
here.
mean and you are a citizen?
Then you can stay.
Oh,
yeah, you can stay.
That's cool. I was worried for just a moment
But
there.
no non-citizens can be mean.
Okay, you
right?
won me. You won me. Okay, bye.
Okay.
No refund.
For $5 million, even that doesn't allow you to be mean. So just know that going in.
You know what? Is there a promo code for these gold cards?
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Got some tweets here. Frugal Father tweets, I boycotted Bud Light, but I didn't go harass people who were drinking it or set liquor stores on fire.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's because you're a human being and you have common sense.
And
Thank
you're not
you.
insane.
Yeah. Mr. Sean's, Minneapolis is on the verge of falling to Islam. I don't think they're big on the alphabet groups.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Coming up on Overtime, is there something going on in Patterson, New Jersey?
Hey, we got another video from Patterson. Remember,
Need to know about?
It's the Mecca of the U.S. Isn't that what they called it? Or something?
Yeah,
Or
something like that.
Fourth holiest city in the world.
Oh, right. Fourth holiest. Yeah.
Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay.
Got another video from there. And by the way, we have another mega mosque building something here in Dallas. Just thought I'd let you know.
Another mega mosque. And then how many Muslim communities are they planning?
Is it like 3?
Yeah, there's several.
Yes, and Houston also is doing one too.
Oh.
Yeah. But by
Okay.
the way, just a quick reminder from our friend Corey. Stop then naming Minnesota and Minneapolis. Is New Somalia and Little Mogadishu, respectfully.
Respectfully.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Sorry.
Noted.
Yeah. Little Mogadishu then. Wouldn't it be big Mogadishu? Isn't Minneapolis bigger than Mogadishu? Or is it?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I don't know. Look into that. Earlier we showed President Trump and the fact that he was met with thunderous applause and cheering when he arrived at the NCAA Wrestling Championships in Philadelphia on Saturday. One of the wrestlers at that event was A.J. Ferrari. On his wrestling loss from Cal State Bakersfield
Yeah, so
they didn't win the championship.
No, so he lost. And, he was expecting to win.
Okay.
And so he talked about it afterward. It was pretty awesome, his attitude.
I think a lot of people were wondering how you were going to respond losing in the semis.
It wasn't easy. It was not easy. I'll be honest with you. 11:30 p.m. last night, I was crying for 30 minutes. I was in my bathroom by myself in pain, crying to God, why? I know I'm working out 3 times a day. I'm doing all the right things. I'm wearing organic underwear. I'm using organic bamboo toilet paper. I'm going to bed the right time. I'm wearing my Whoop during my match. It's tracking my calories. My entire life is like involved in this. Why is this happening to me? And the Lord told me, you can't be vain and prideful. Before the match, I did some psychological warfare. I walked behind Stephen Buchanan and I kind of messed with him, and I said the verse in my song, which is 1 Samuel 17, verse 46, this day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. But I didn't say it to give God the glory. I said it to be vain and prideful and just to mess with him. And it came back to bite me. I mean, it worked the first 2 minutes. I got in his head. I got a stalker on the first 20 seconds. But God wanted to teach me a lesson. Pride cometh before the fall, and a haughty look before destruction. So I learned that lesson, and next time I'm not going to be cocky like that, and I'm going to win 3 more national championships or 4 more if they give me that 5th year.
Okay. Hold on. What was the last part of that? Next time I'm not going to be cocky like that, but I'm going to win 3 or 4 more championships if they give me that 5th year. He won't be cocky. He won't be cocky.
He's projecting.
Yeah,
He's like, hey,
gotcha. That guy's awesome. He's there's a great story there with this guy. But he's that was interesting.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, he
probably made ESPN quite nervous, but that was great. Baker Mayfield, quarterback of, I believe, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the present time, right?
Yes.
He also talked about Jesus over the weekend.
Jesus is obviously the Son of God, but is grace, is perfection, somebody that sacrificed everything, that gave us this opportunity to live life. And for me, when you say he's your Lord and Savior, you proclaim it whenever you can, but he's the reason we're here. And the story of Jesus walking among the flesh, the only perfect man, and to be sacrificed on the cross and die for our sins forever. And when you accept that grace, it's an unbelievable feeling. That then you dive into the Word and you see the stories, and the Scripture backs up what you're saying and the things that you go through. There's whatever you're going through, there's something in the Scripture that can help you out, and it's been written, and it's the truth.
Wow, I don't know that I've ever heard him talk like that before. Does he talk about that a lot?
I haven't
His
heard
faith?
that.
Yeah, I haven't.
I don't know if this
seen
is
him do that, but
this might have been a faith-based show. I really don't know.
This made me want to go back into sports if athletes are talking like this.
Yeah, well, many do. Yeah, many do.
Yeah, but that's interesting there. Baker
That is.
Mayfield.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Also, some sad news from the world of sports over the weekend. George Foreman died.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen what he died of, but I mean, he was 76. Have a heart attack? I don't know, but he was a good guy.
He was,
had a chance to meet him.
Yes.
Very, very one of the nicer celebrities you'd ever run into.
Amen. We both, because he came on your show in Houston,
right
back in the day.
Yep.
So
fantastic. Nice. Olympic gold medalist in boxing. 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. The namesake, of course, he founded the George Foreman Grill, which most people now know him. If you're under 40, that's probably how you know the name George Foreman.
That's how I know
In fact,
him.
my daughter-in-law said, from when we were talking about him dying over the weekend, she said, the George Foreman Grill guy? Yeah, the George Foreman Grill guy. Yeah.
Wow. Joe says he's had the same Foreman Grill for 21 years, still working.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Good. And you use it all the time? Yeah. All right. Leaves behind a wife and 12 children, all named George, I believe. Many of them, anyway.
Yeah,
a lot of the sons are all George. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many? George.
I don't know if he's got daughters, but
he does. And
he does.
They have like Georgina and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Let me see
amazing.
here. I don't know if I'll see.
Had to be a little confusing in the house. George, and then 12 people answer.
So 5 sons, like you said, and then a girl, Georgetta.
Okay.
But then,
other names too. Okay.
Goodness.
Oh, man.
That'd be confusing. I love that guy so much.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Just
He's fantastic.
Genuine guy.
Yeah, just a really good man.
So down to earth.
Yep.
Nicest person.
Yep. Also, this is really sad. Mia Love, who was only 49.
Yeah.
Former congressperson from Utah. She died, had cancer. And so, way too early, way too young.
She penned a goodbye letter 2 weeks ago, I believe it was.
Oh.
It was beautiful written.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, really sad.
She got brain cancer, in 2022, and it kind of calmed down, and then it came back and took her.
This isn't exactly breaking news, but California Governor Gavin Newsom is a liar. I know. Shocking? Not exactly, no. But CNN, of all places, is calling him out on something you'd expect they would just let slide.
By the way, not one person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx.
So can we finally put that to bed?
Yeah,
we agree.
where did that even
No more Latinx, everybody.
Well, I just didn't even know where it came from. I'm like, what are people talking about?
But there was a person who used Latinx. It was actually a really important person.
In his
office.
Him. It was him.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. And look, these aren't minor shifts. These are progressive issues that Gavin Newsom used to champion until fairly recently. And now he's not just walking away from them. He's sort of acting like they were never legitimate with that clip talking about Latinx in the first place. But let's take Latinx. We did find somebody who used it repeatedly in his office. Let's take a listen to this.
All right.
I hope we can really paint a picture in terms of our consciousness of how impactful this has been on the Latinx community. The Latinx and black communities. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious.
That is fantastic. It is weird that CNN's the one pointing it out, coming up with the evidence, but I'll take it. That's great. And did you notice, Chris, it's Latinx, not Latinx? At least on CNN.
Did you notice that, Chris?
Did you notice?
Did you notice that?
Wrong.
Did you also notice that there's white eggs from chickens?
Yeah, I understand you created quite the controversy online.
I didn't create no controversy.
You didn't create no controversy, so you're admitting to creating a controversy.
That's what I heard. That's what America heard.
Yep. The double negative makes it a positive statement. So congratulations on admitting it.
So you're standing by that you didn't create no controversy?
Yes, I stand by that.
Really? All right.
So there's white eggs, and every pathead apparently knows that.
That's
not chicken farmer.
No.
Not chicken farmer Chris.
No.
But every pathead.
And if you go back to my video, what you guys have is that cream color. You don't have the white eggs. Okay?
Wait, how did you describe that color during the break to us?
Egg white. Egg white.
Wait, you just said it's not white, and then you just said it's egg white.
Cream, yes. It's egg white. It's not the white that I was talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. Go to Walmart, grab those white eggs.
We're talking about white eggs, and you just called them egg white.
Yeah, that's not what I'm...
I love you. They're white. Oh, you said they're bleached as in the store, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that saved it.
Okay. Also, Gavin Newsom's going to be the Democrat nominee potentially in 2028. If that's going to happen, Americans need to start remembering what California is not only like today, but how absurd a place it was back in 2020.
How quickly we forget, huh?
During all the COVID stuff.
Foot pursuit.
Got this
Where's
guy.
he going, dude?
This guy.
He's gonna commit suicide. He's just gonna go and crash into the piling.
And so,
oh yeah, they got
guy
the
just
Sonoma
trying to
drones.
mind his own business out on the water.
Oh, here they go.
Yeah.
This is great.
He's literally minding his own business. And remember, they sent the cops after him. They sent the ships after him. I mean, this is
ridiculous. Because how many fish were being infected out there?
And that's the thing. I think that's what you're...
All of them.
All of them. They had to close down the marina.
Yeah.
To take all the dead fish out.
2 boats, cops on the shore. Guy is out there by himself.
Don't forget, they were also the ones that put sand on the skateboarding parks.
Yep.
They darn near ran over him.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were trying to knock him over.
That is just
now
amazing.
Now, meanwhile, as the person recording or posting this video shows, you got a guy who walks by, and he shouldn't be wearing a mask. He's not wearing a mask, but like they're so concerned about the guy out there in the ocean. They shouldn't be concerned about either. But I just think it's hysterical that.
Yeah. How much time and effort and gasoline did they waste trying to grab this guy who was alone out there on the ocean?
No mask.
But if it could save one life, Pat Gray.
Right.
But it did.
Yeah.
See?
One fish. If it saved
fish.
one fish.
Well. Anyway, so there you go. That's
great.
California, and that'll be 2028.
Did they confiscate the paddleboard?
Oh, I bet they locked it up. I bet it's still locked
Still in
away
evidence.
down at county.
On the other side of the spectrum, there's Governor Ron DeSantis of
Whatever
Florida.
they've done thus far, which has been intrusive.
This is very important. What he's saying here.
An important message for Congress.
Yeah, listen, because this is getting serious here.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they've done thus far, which has been intrusive, they will do more in the future. And so we know this just hasn't worked. Send the money to the states. Let us make the decisions.
Congress is going to ultimately have to take the step, yes, to really shut it down.
I think what President Trump can do is I think he can, from the inside, neuter the organization. But it will not be wiped off the statute books by an executive order. That has got to come from the Congress. First, let's give President Trump credit. We've been talking about for 40 years, Republicans.
Since I was at the Department of Education.
Getting rid of it, and it's never happened. This is the biggest step by far. But the congressmen all run saying you can't win a Republican primary in this country as a Republican saying you want to keep the Department of Education.
So it should be a no-brainer.
And so why aren't they voting to codify? But this is like so many other things President Trump's done. They're not codifying his immigration executive orders. They're not codifying these things. So while this is good policy in the instant, we want it to stand the test of time. Congress has to be the ones to do that.
Will they? Do you think?
If history is any judge, probably not. I mean, we're talking about the courts. The court's as good as anyone.
Limit the jurisdiction.
Congress can limit the jurisdiction of the courts. That is plain in the Constitution. It doesn't require 67 votes in the Senate. You can attach it to a CR. You can attach it to a must-pass bill. And here's the thing. If somehow you tried to do that and maybe it just didn't work, then I think our voters would at least understand. They're not even trying any of this stuff.
It's infuriating.
We knew these leftist judges were going to do what they're doing. Everybody predicted that. President Trump knew that. This was one where the Congress is basically, and what are they? They're on 2 weeks of vacation now. Really? That must be nice.
Yeah.
I think they got a lot of work to do.
Most of them are in your state of Florida vacationing.
I like him. Man, I think he'd be great.
Well,
in a national type of office someday.
And you gotta get these things in law.
Yeah, we do.
These executive orders.
You've got to. Otherwise, it's just temporary.
Poof, they're going to go away the next time there's a Democrat in office, God forbid.
Yep. And you can't get rid of the Department of Education without an act of Congress. So it's time. It's time. It's also time for a delicious, juicy steak. Is there ever not a time for delicious, juicy steak? I don't know. It's one of my favorite things in life. I can't imagine. I could eat it every day. And that's where Tri-Tails beef comes in. This stuff is so delicious, so tender, great marbling, balanced for flavor. There's none of those. There's none of those tricks and gimmicks that other beef growers use. This is all Texas raised beef, and they're just set out in the pasture and they just graze naturally, and that's the way this beef is raised, and it's raised right here in Texas. You're not going to get Norwegian beef here. It's not going to be from Iceland. It's going to be from a great Texas ranch by a family of Texans who really care about their product. If you'd like to try it out, go to trybeef.com/Pat Gray. You'll get free steak tips on orders over $249.99. That's trybeef.com/Pat Gray to get free steak tips on your orders over $249.99.
Subscribe today. BlazeTV.com/Pat. Pat Gray Unleashed returns after this.
Got some tweets here. Hawgasm tweets, protesters keying privately owned Teslas to hurt Elon. Tesla owners taking their car to Tesla body shops for repair. Good job, protesters. That'll show him. Jimmy Dimples. Actually, George Foreman called his son's numbers 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but he did that because they were all named George.
Right.
So,
but I think when he called him into the room,
sounded
number
like
3.
an audible. Yeah, like a football audible in the house.
3, 5. Did you beat up 4?
Did he say Omaha first? Gender McGenderface tweets, do you think Cardinal Joe Tobin will make an appearance in Paterson, New Jersey to christen the city the heart of Palestine?
Oh, gosh.
That would be something, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. It would be ironic. President Trump yesterday declared the 250th anniversary of the Patrick Henry speech, declared Patrick Henry Day yesterday.
Awesome.
Because it was, I mean, that's something we never even think about anymore. Mm-hmm. That was one of the most inspiring moments in American history, and something that really fired up those patriots back in the day. As he sat and listened to Congress advocating for appeasement, he couldn't take it anymore, and so he finally stood up and proclaimed, in part, towards the end, our petitions have been slighted. Our remonstrances have produced additional violence and insult. Our supplications have been disregarded, and we have been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. In vain, after these things, may we indulge the fond hope of peace and reconciliation. There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, we must fight. I repeat it, sir, speaking to the president of the Continental Congress. We must fight. An appeal to arms and to the God of hosts is all that is left us. It is in vain, sir, to extenuate the matter. The war is actually begun. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. Brilliant. Just so good and so important. Such an incredible moment in American history. Really cool to see President Trump acknowledge it yesterday with Patrick Henry Day.
So is that the inaugural Patrick Henry Day?
Yes. So I don't know if this is going to be a continuing thing or if it was just for the 250th anniversary.
Might need it to be a national holiday.
Yeah.
You know?
Right?
I'm just saying.
So if it's on Sunday, then you'd have to have Monday. Or Friday.
We'll just do
both. We'll do Friday and Monday.
We'll do the fourth Monday of March.
I'm all about that. I'm all about that.
Let's go.
Former African Union ambassador to the United States on USAID and what our tax dollars are actually doing on that continent.
Oh, boy.
It should be fun.
They're coming to rescue Africa. They are coming in claiming that they're introducing grassroots initiatives that are going to help the people. And so they use that as a way to go into the most remote parts of Africa. When you look at it on paper, it all looks really good. But they're actually wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes!
They are using that open access, sounding humanitarian, to constantly destabilize governments. I can tell you right now, the majority of African leaders, and not just African leaders, but leaders in the developing world, are celebrating the exit of USAID. If you think about it, their sole purpose, for example, filling in the gaps in healthcare and education, where is the change? Show me one country that USAID was in and education improved. Show me what country where USAID was in and healthcare improved. The social services they're bringing, it's peanuts. The American taxpayer needs to know the billions of dollars that are being given to USAID, a fraction is making it to the people.
Yeah. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
From somebody there, from somebody on the ground in Africa who understands what she's talking about. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and not only is it not producing results, but it's collapsing governments and stirring unrest.
And they're doing it on purpose. We got more on Obama and USAID coming up in overtime we want to share with you. But let me tell you about Kexi cookies. You know, I know you've got a lot of choices when it comes to cookies. And there's kind of a cookie craze going on right now, like there was a cupcake craze a few years ago, you know? So we test out a lot of these places. Like over the weekend, we just saw a new one that we'd never been to. So we went in and tried it. We almost always stop in and try these just to see, you know, what the competition is doing. And it probably sounds like I'm biased here. And I am. But it's also true. We have never found a cookie as good as ours. Some are in the ballpark, you know. The one we tried over the weekend wasn't even in the ballpark. Ours are just plain better. They are the best cookies you will ever eat. I mean, Crumble is really big right now. They have really good cookies. Ours are just better. Much. So you can try them for yourself. They are a fantastic gift or a present to yourself just to indulge. So go to Kexi.com, KEKSI.com, Kexi.com, and give them a try for yourself. We're about to get a whole new drop of all kinds of new cookies coming up here for the new month, for Easter, and you're going to love these. So go to Kexi.com, order yours today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Remember last week we played a clip of Barack Obama from 2011, I think it was. Calling for a Doge-type program. He didn't call it that, of course, but he wanted to eliminate fraud and waste.
Okay, that's a crazy idea.
What? What kind of insanity is that? But today, of course, so many on the left are yelling and screaming about Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They're gutting important areas of our government. And now they're even talking about getting rid of the wonderful education department. You can't eliminate the Department of Education.
They're so good.
Well, self-described libertarian. I don't know if he even describes himself as such anymore, but Mark Cuban, back in 2017, what did he have to say back then?
As a libertarian, I think we can reduce employment in government by at least a third, reduce the overhead and administration by that much or more, so that we can offer more to services for our citizens. And so if when it comes down to it, where I tend to disagree with everybody, and this is the libertarian in me, I'm happy to push down the size of government, and I'm happy to work on making government more efficient, because then more money can pass through and help the people who need it. And that's what needs to change.
Sure. Wait, so is he happy about what's going on right now?
Right.
Because we're reducing the size of government?
Seriously.
He's happy about it then, right?
I took notes. He wants to reduce the jobs and overhead in government.
Yeah.
He wants to reduce the size of government.
Yeah.
He wants it more efficient.
Sure.
He wants a more efficient government. You know, the Department of Government Efficiency.
Okay. So then he's thrilled right now. Is that what you're saying?
Gotta be.
Thrilled.
He's gotta be, right? I wish he'd come out and say that.
Jeez.
It's about time this happened, just like President Trump wanted 15 years ago.
You know, that's never going to happen. Also, Rosie O'Donnell, who is now living happily, wonderfully in Ireland because she had to get away from the United States of America. It was that bad for her here. She just shared her thoughts, I guess, from Ireland on the 2024 election.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do
yes
that.
or no?
I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state.
and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that would be investigated, and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else.
You know, we don't vote online,
on
don't you,
election
Puddin'?
night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So
it was just
it's
the
curious
opposite.
to me. And as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to
We're not a democracy.
look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
Wow.
Wow. Election
Wow.
denier.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Election denier and a liar, by the way. Wow. Okay, what does his friend who has an internet company have to do with the vote?
Oh, don't act like you don't know what
well,
happened.
since you can't vote online, I don't know what happened there. I really don't.
You know, that is actually a fun fact, though. I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know how far back you'd want to go on swing state talk.
Is it
what
the
was
first time?
considered a swing state and what wasn't, an 1880 whatever. But even Reagan's 1984 landslide, Minnesota, didn't go in his column. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that was one out of 50
I understand.
states.
But if that's the fun fact,
yeah, it might be.
Swing states.
I don't know.
Then congrats to Trump. If you tell him that, then we're just going to keep hearing about it.
Oh, he's going to run with that.
In fact, it's the only time, they tell me, in history.
It's beautiful.
That
It's so beautiful.
all the swing states. Now, he does constantly say he won all the swing states, but you tell him that it's the
never
first
been
time
done
in
before?
history, and we're going to get that recycled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no question.
It'll become a Pat Gray bingo as well.
Yes. Also, Texas State Rep Wes Verdell talks about anatomy with a constituent.
Oh, no.
I think the concern would be those who have male genitalia being placed in.
What is male genitalia exactly?
Balls.
So balls.
If you're born with balls, and
let's
keep
decorum.
Testicles.
I'm sorry.
Let's keep decorum.
Jeez,
that's fun.
Seriously, you don't know what male genitalia is?
What is that? What is that?
Come on. Do we have to really play that stupid? We're so stupid. We don't know that anymore?
Because we're dealing with stupids, right? When you say
Yes.
they're stupids?
I would say they're stupids. I would say that. And I, in fact, just did.
So there you go.
And they're stupids because they're going along with this woke BS that doesn't make any sense, isn't real, and yet there's still a DEI corporate convention gathering with a whole bunch of companies that still haven't learned their lesson, I guess. Here's just some of their attendees. Is this coming up this weekend?
I don't know what the date is on this. I think it's a little far out because Robbie Starbuck, who is famous for going after companies and getting them to change their woke policies, their DEI standards. He is like a machine with that.
Yeah, he is.
When he gets when he comes a calling, they change their policies. But I see Costco on there. Duh.
Costco, Netflix.
Oh boy.
J.P. Morgan Chase.
H&M.
Glad I switched banks.
Gap. Discover Card.
And the Ad Council. Nielsen Rating Service, I guess that is. Nielsen. That's the only Nielsen I know. Rutgers University.
Walmart. Yelp.
Okay. Walmart.
Interesting.
Why
National
would-
Geographic. Michelin.
Golly. Elf. I don't even know what Elf is. What is Elf? Anybody know? What?
Weather Channel's on here, or it says a weather company. That looks like the same font as the Weather Channel. I guess they're. Oh, J.P. Morgan Chase. Oh, that's a good place to put your money, huh?
Yeah, Elf is a cosmetic company, so yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Sephora is there too.
Jeez.
So cool.
I don't see Disney on this list, but they should be. Probably. They probably should be.
They don't need to go to a convention to find out how to implement DEI policies. They just do it themselves naturally.
Did you see how well Snow White did over the weekend?
It is so good.
It did so well. It made it only cost $300 million to make.
Right. Okay, so it made it back, right?
So pretty close. It made
came close.
$43 million over the weekend. That's 300. So 43 million minus 300 million.
Huh.
That's.
Who's unemployed this morning? Who's rolling into the office at start a business in about 15 minutes in Orlando
not
or
doing
California
well right now. I can't wait for the fallout on that because, you might be saying, well, it's only the first weekend. Yeah, but that's where you make most of your money on a blockbuster like this. That should have made, on a $300 million budget, that should have made $150, $200 million, something like that.
Friday and Saturday. Yes.
Yeah. It didn't. And so it's in trouble.
What do you attribute that to?
I think a lot of people are fed up with this garbage, and they heard about the battle, obviously, between Gal Gadot and her co-star, whatever her stupid name is, the 14-year-old or whatever she is.
Rachel something.
Rachel Ziegler. Yeah.
And she called the movie dated, right?
It
or
was
like the original Snow White. Yeah.
And she complained about the original Snow White story, which everybody loves. And she said that was the prince was actually stalking Snow White.
Right, stalker.
And so they eliminated that from the movie. They also eliminated the little people, the dwarfs, from the movie. And they were magical creatures or something.
Is this a quote from her? Love isn't important. She's talking to little girls. Love isn't important. Power is, end quote.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a good one there.
That's a good one.
So
good for you.
And then, of course, they didn't let dwarfs, like actual dwarves, be a part of the movie.
Right. They were CGI.
Replaced them with CGI.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's good.
So that's good.
Got that going for you.
So I heard the movie was absolutely terrible. I heard it's garbage. So
I watched the first 30 minutes and I stopped it and left.
You stopped
so you paid for the ticket and then you left after 30 minutes?
Just listen to what I said. I watched the movie.
Oh, no.
I stopped
How did you stop? How'd you get the movie already?
He went to a Jeffy site.
I went to a Jeffy site.
Did you?
Played the first 30 minutes. I stopped it and walked away.
So it wasn't.
What was the
really good?
Hold on. What was the video quality?
It was great.
On a Jeffy
It was really
site.
good. I'll show you guys in the break. Yeah.
No.
I don't want to be a party to your legal activities.
Neither.
Pat and I are
We're
straight as an
upstanding
arrow.
citizens.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a territorial thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
I mean,
Good
it was
stuff.
number one at the box office, as you would expect. But $43 million, that doesn't cut it on a blockbuster
I saw
like
a
that.
picture of her, like from the movie. Like it had the original cartoon where Snow White has a little birdie on her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the movie, she's got like this angry, like big crow looking thing or something. I'm just like, what have they done to this story?
They just ruined it. They ruined it.
We're rooting for the witch in it, aren't we?
I would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be too.
If I watched
Yeah.
that movie, I'd be rooting for the witch.
Yeah.
I'd be saying, please eat
Because,
the apple.
by the way, the witch is going to be fairer than Snow, for sure.
Experts are
Gal
saying,
Gadot, I mean, come on.
Yes. Experts are saying that in order for it to be a blockbuster hit, it has to break 500 million.
Okay.
Is it going to break 500 million?
No, it is not.
Wait, regardless of budget?
I'd be surprised if it breaks 100 million.
No,
frankly.
for this movie, in order to be a good movie, it has to break 500 million.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it gets to 100. It won't.
Oh, me too. I don't think
I
it'll
bet
get
it
to
won't.
100. No.
I mean, maybe afterwards, the aftermarket
Globally.
will be okay.
Yeah.
But it's not going to make money back. It's not. I mean, it's going to be a massive flop.
They're comparing it to the remake of Dumbo.
Really good. Good. I mean, when will Disney learn? When are they going to learn? Number 2 at the box office was Black Bag. I don't know that movie at all. I don't even know what that is. Captain America: Brave New World. The star of that movie is a moron as well. He just made some really weird statement.
Yeah.
He sure did.
He's all over the
That
map.
success isn't earned, it's given. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, success isn't earned, it's given. So I guess if you're successful, you didn't earn that. That's like the old Barack Obama thing. You didn't build that. You didn't build that company. That was a lot. Somebody else built the road that you got to the company you're from. Okay.
Yeah, my tax dollars paid for it, jackass.
Mm-hmm. Then you got Mickey 17 at number 4. That's up to 40 million in 3 weeks. That's not doing very well. That's with what's his face from the Twilight series, Robert Pattinson. Yeah. And then Novocaine was 5th at the box office over the weekend. Wow. All right, let me tell you about Pure Health. let's be honest. We're not getting any younger, right? And if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They have 45 premium health supplements designed to help you with every health goal you might have, whether it's boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping up your testosterone, or even reducing swelling in your legs. Pure Health Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients. It's backed by clinical research and manufactured right here in the U.S. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. So just go to purehealthresearch.com, use the coupon code PAT at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's absolutely no risk in trying something new. So why wait? Go to purehealthresearch.com right now, explore their 45 amazing supplements, and save 35% before this deal ends. With the coupon code PAT. Don't miss this chance to feel your best. purehealthresearch.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed continues.
Pat, I'm looking at the people that track the movies. It has a 2. Snow White has a 2 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
On the ratings.
What rating is that?
This IMDb.
Oh, okay.
So it's who tracks 2.
That seems suboptimal.
Oh, hold on. Let's look at Rotten.
Yes, thank you.
Rotten Tomatoes. They're going to say it is. Okay, so audience is. What the hell?
Did the audience love it?
74?
No.
Because that's who went to see it. People that wanted the woke crap.
Mm-hmm.
But the reviews, 44%.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because if it's something woke, you would expect the critics to be like, oh, it's ahead of its time, and I don't think that the audience can handle this. So I'm surprised that they...
Is 74 high enough to get the... It's not the squished tomato or whatever?
Popcorn.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What is the number for that? What's that
I think
threshold?
it's 60-some, right? 63 or... I don't know.
Yeah.
Columbia University has announced a series of new policies, including restrictions on demonstrations, new disciplinary procedures, and immediately reviewing its Middle East curriculum, making apparent concessions following President Trump's revocation of $400 million in federal funding over the campus protests.
Trump effect.
Isn't that interesting? The Trump administration demanded several changes, including the university enforce its disciplinary policies, implement rules for protests, ban masks, announce a plan to hold student groups accountable, empower its law enforcement, and review its Middle East studies programs and its admissions. Wow. That's a lot. President Trump has been threatening to cut federal money to colleges accused of tolerating anti-Semitism amid the Israel-Hamas war that began in October 2023. Columbia was the first to see its funding slashed. Not nearly enough, though. I mean, I had no idea they were receiving $5 billion in federal money and grants. $5
How does that happen?
billion. I don't have any idea. I don't know why, and I don't know how. Why are we funding these colleges? They make all this money in tuition and have massive endowments, and yet we keep funding them. Why? Why? You should look up what the endowment is for Columbia, because at Harvard, it's more than $50 billion. So at Columbia, it's probably, I don't know, it's less than that, but it's probably in the tens of billions.
14.8 billion.
14.8 billion. Okay. Jeez. Wow. So do they really need $5 billion more from us? And the answer is no. No, they don't. The university plans appear intended to address the demands from the administration. In a letter to Columbia's academic community, the University Board of Trustees endorsed the reforms, saying they've met with federal agencies and discussed changes and decisions the school has made. The trustees wrote they believe the changes are in line with the school's values and mission. I'm so relieved. Phew. Because Colombia's got incredible values, I'm sure. Only the highest standards known to mankind. President Trump also issued a memo on Friday rescinding the security clearances of more than a dozen individuals, including former President Joe Biden and his entire family. Also, Vice President Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton, too. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, good. Why should they have security clearances? This isn't taking their Secret Service detail from them. That's not what this is. Mm-mm. This is not giving them briefings, the security briefings. What do they need them for? They don't. Well, in case the president wants some advice from a past president. You wanted from Mr. Alzheimer's? You're going to get advice from him now on U.S. security? No. He doesn't need security clearances.
No, and he's got one of those logins that he's like spreading around to everybody that hates America. It's like I'm sure that nobody on this staff can relate to this, but some people I hear, Jeffy, might share Netflix logins, for example.
Wow.
Right?
Really?
I've heard this. I've heard this is a thing.
That's diabolical.
I know. It's
diabolical.
Not in my America. But I could totally see Joe Biden or whoever the hell is running his brain just giving these top secret things, just passing them out. Mm-hmm. Whoever wants them.
Yep.
Let's go. Here's the briefing. Here's the current threats in America. Here's where we're weak.
Yeah.
You don't need him having that.
No, you do not. No, you don't. Here's what President Trump said. I've determined that it's no longer in the national interest for the following individuals to access classified information. And then these individuals were the entire Biden family, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton. The list includes 3 presidential election opponents, Clinton, Biden, Harris, as well as Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. He was receiving security briefings?
Yeah, we mentioned that at the time.
And Letitia James?
Yeah.
Asinine.
I don't know.
Asinine.
It's because it's like it was so they could have access to federal buildings or something. I don't know. It was something weird.
Any other member of Joseph R. Biden Jr.'s family will also be impacted by the memo. Former Biden administration officials Anthony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, and Lisa Monaco are also on the list, as is anti-Trump Republican Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney. Good.
Again, why?
Good. Why are they briefed? I don't either. I don't get it. There is absolutely no reason to continue to give security briefings to any of these people who were in the government but aren't now.
Right. And it's worth noting that Presidents Clinton, George W. Bush, and Obama still do receive daily intelligence briefings. And I think a case could be made, or why?
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do?
Why? Exactly.
I mean, I could call you and brief, like Eisenhower, Kennedy consulted with him all the time. So if there's an issue that comes up that you think one of the former presidents could have expertise in or some assistance in,
read them in.
Call them in and say, can you come to the White House?
Yep. It's not that tough.
Get it every day?
Bizarre.
Come on.
Bizarre. Also, we talked about this because Kid Rock was on Glenn's show, his podcast, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And he mentioned the fact that he was going to bring Bill Maher and President Trump together to try to get them in the same room and maybe have dinner together. And I think he was going to be in there sort of moderating. It's going to happen.
What?
It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong now.
Wow.
So he is set to meet, longtime critic. I mean, for decades, this guy has been bashing Donald Trump, even before he was in the presidency. So this should be interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do we know when?
Yes, it's the end of the month. I think, is it the end of this month or is it the end of April?
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Very cool. Why not? Can you imagine, though, the crap that Bill Maher is getting from his fan base on this? Oh, they don't want him to meet with President Trump. They hate his guts so much, and they don't think there should be any dialogue. There's no getting along with these people. And they don't want to get along. Now, Kid Rock is trying to bring the country together, trying to bring two opposing factions together and see if they can agree on some things and maybe at least tone down the rhetoric a little bit. And I think Bill Maher's done some of that to begin with. So, because I think a few years ago, there is no way he would have agreed to this.
Wow, Kid
but
Rock.
he's in a place where he can now.
Kid Rock's a peacemaker.
He's a peacemaker. Nobel Prize for Kid Rock. Nobel Prize for Peace.
Yeah, there we go. Send him to North Korea.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I meant that as a compliment.
But I do believe it is it's the end of this month, I think.
Yeah.
The 29th?
Okay.
Ish.
All right.
Or maybe it's next
that's
month.
Saturday.
I don't know. But we'll see you next, tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.